Before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look in the description, you will see I have provided chapters. Case in point, like if you care about all the collection continuations or maybe you care about all the weapons and tools. If you truly wish to skip ahead, just look at the description, scroll down, all the chapters are provided to you there. And let me tell you, you might be pretty interested to hear that the first ever SKS skins have been submitted to the Rust Workshop. Yes, they are also collection continuations. What collections though? Well, consider to look in the description, scroll down and find out. So, let's get started. Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're all right, because it's time for the Rust Workshop skin checks. So, I'm sitting here. I'm actually streaming as well. So, hello, chat. How you doing? And feel free to say hello to YouTube. So, yep, we've got a lot of skins to take a look at today. And I just want to quickly sit here and say, I have been getting a lot of brand new skin creators asking me, hey, how come you don't add me to your list? I'm, like, financially focused. I'm mainly here just to identify the collection continuations. Then we talk about potential investments. Looking at all the skins is just like a bit of a side effect. So it's nice to keep an eye out for all the skins, but everyone I follow, they are all of the quality standard, and they are most likely to be getting skins accepted. So don't be surprised by that. So okay, cool. But you should also know I have like reached my limit for the amount of people I can follow. I would like to be able to follow more than 250 people, but I can only follow up to 250 people. So yeah, that's that situation. So should we just get started? Right. Let's proceed and talk about the deployables. But first of all, if you go through all these skins in your own time, look in the description at the very top, the link to the Rust Workshop skin checks for January 2026. It's listed right there. You could go through all those skins in your own time. But if you want to listen to the dulcet tones of Mr. Hedge, well, sit back and relax. Let's begin with deployables. Let's look at this barricade as the example of the 122 skins we're about to take a look at today, right? So this is the example, and wow, that's a lot of transparency. Okay, that might be a bit of a problem. Anyway, so basically, with every single skin that we take a look at today, I'll kind of insinuate, or quite literally tell you, consider showing your support. Consider voting yes or no, right? Now, let me just clarify, votes don't actually impact whether a skin gets accepted. At the end of the day, it's purely based on what Face Punch likes. You might question what they like. I have no idea. I've been questioning that for a very long time, okay? You might sit there and say, oh, they want profit. Well, there's certainly a lot of skins they could have accepted in the past for that. So it's whatever they feel like at that specific point in time. Case in point, what we have here is a very interesting looking, very pay-to-win looking barricade, and that might not be allowed. But anyway, if you really want to kind of like express yourself and sit there and say, wow, this is an amazing skin, or wow, I was never expecting something like that, that's an incredibly creative approach, consider going to the comment section. Offer some nice, lovely words. It really does keep those skin creators nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future and whatnot. As you can see here, you might recall we had a certain danger barricade in the past that had a lot of transparency, and then it got changed afterward because people were complaining. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would be allowed. Anyway, that might be a criticism. Yes, you can offer criticism. Just make sure that you're nice, concise, and straight to the point. Try and help them out because, well, you know, maybe that skin might not get accepted. Maybe you just have to point out the things like, okay, let me just sit here and say, Vase, what are you doing? That's too much transparency. It won't be allowed. So I'll probably have to go quickly message him. Maybe he just quickly put something together and moved on with his life, probably. But then again, I also realise, oh, hang on a minute. Technically speaking, he submitted. Okay, right. So this might be a very special exception. I'll have to explain in a bit, but there was another skin. So, all right, cool, understood. So you get the idea. That was a bit rambly, but when we reach the end of the weapons and tools, you might find out why I'm a little bit surprised that it was him that made this. Anyway, as we go through the skin today, you also notice we'll have some interesting looking collection continuations, such as the Volcanic Barricade. Oh, look at that. So if you're wondering what's transparent, if you look at a standard barricade, it has like that little metal ring on the very top of it. That's been removed from this, or rather it's made transparent, you can't see it. But what you can see is a very nice and bright glow-in-the-dark barricade. So, you know, we saw the rug being accepted very recently. The floor is lava. Well, now, if you touch that, well, that's some very good protection, I guess you could say. But, yeah, concrete barricade. It's not something people desperately need, but I think a lot of people probably would appreciate a very bright, very glow-in-the-dark concrete barricade. You probably want the transparent one that we just saw a second ago. I know it looks cool, but it won't be allowed. It's too much transparency. This right here, though, plenty of glow. Is that enough to keep you happy? You could pop corn in here. Oh, yes. I wonder if we ever get popcorn and rust. I wonder if that ever happened. Anyway, perfectly fine looking design. Now we hop over to SCMM. In fact, we could just go to the previous week because, ta-da, there's the rug. Still retaining its price, which is nice to see. And here's the Volcanic collection. So when this was accepted, this spiked in demand, spiked in price, ever so nice. This just casually went up in price nicely. But I was expecting that if this were to be accepted, which of course did happen, we're going to see a lot more deplorables potentially being made. And lo and behold, we've got a concrete barricade. But what would you like to see being made next? Feel free to offer your opinion. Feel free to comment below. And if this were to be accepted, I do think that rug will spike in demand, spike in price very nicely. So if you bought a few of them, I bought 30. Maybe that might, maybe it might work out quite nicely immediately. We'll see, we'll see. But yes, I do believe that rug will greatly appreciate that appearing. So, all right, cool, cool, cool. Best of luck to K Vladimir in Italic Pro Grip. Let's see if let's see if that works out nicely. Let's now move on to fridges. Now, I will sit here and say, skin creators are still making space-themed skins. As you can see right here, Space Frostlock. I will sit here and say this, Cubist. Here's my criticism. You didn't put a man inside it. Or did he? Actually didn't look inside properly. Like, you could have frozen a guy in there. You could have put a hazmat guy in there, if anything. And, yeah, like a proper frostlock. Now, if you don't understand what frostlock is, you've ever seen, like, a sci-fi show, you know, where they have to travel really far away in space, they freeze them. That appears to be what that is. And it's a pretty cool approach. It's a pretty cool design. A nice glow in the dark. A lovely bit of transparency. I mean, that's a cool looking fridge. So, yeah, cryo sleep. That's it. Thank you. My brain wasn't working. So, best of luck to Cubist. Let's see if we can get some interesting looking space frostlock skins in the future. Maybe like an armored door. That might be, you know, that might work. That might work. Right. Best of luck. Best of luck. Space Rover module fridge. So, this is made by Mr. Robstar. That's a very nice, lovely blue design. Look at that glow. So, that's looking pretty cool. But no transparency in this one. But, you know, in reference to the skins that he's made, including the sheet metal double door, it does line up quite nicely. Also, you have like the rocket there. So, that looks cool. That looks nice. I wonder if we could see such a thing being accepted. And if it were, well then, let's quickly switch over to here, because there we are. That sheet metal double door at the moment is doing okay. But what we should also point out, we did just see another sheet metal double door being accepted this past Rustor, or current Rustor, I should say. And as you'll notice, well, actually, no, it's doing pretty good. It's actually holding up very nicely. Barders are still good. Price is holding up. It's not too, like, swamped. You know what? You might be all right. Regardless if we saw the fridge being accepted. But if we do see the fridge being accepted, I won't be surprised. That probably goes all the way up to $4 and beyond. Keep an eye out. That's in a very interesting spot. So, all right. Regardless, if we see more space-themed deplorables, I'm pretty sure even the other deplorables that we saw being accepted somewhat recently would greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, I don't think everybody's fully well aware. All the deplorables were made by separate skin creators, but, yeah, they don't care. They just want to use it with their space station building skin. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Robstar. I do believe the sheet metal double door would appreciate that appearing. Right then, so now we have some rugs to take a look at, and we got some very interesting creative designs. Chat so far, what's your most favourite skin? Is the stream cutting in and out? No, sir, that's you. I hope not. Could everybody else quickly offer an opinion? I'm just going to continue. Space rug, a perfectly fine looking stitch design. Get a good look at that. Yeah. A lovely bit of glow, a lovely bit of decoration. Get a good look at this. I'm sure a lot of people greatly appreciate putting that in their ceilings and whatnot. So that's a lovely looking design, Mr. Señor. Keep up the good work. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. But there's competition. There is gold and silver, yes. So, Mr. HSM has gone ahead and made a silver bar and a silver and a gold bar rug. Sorry, I lost my tongue there. Maybe get a bit better lighting in the future. I mean, yeah, that's probably good enough. But, yep, I did show off the gold bar in my special preview video that you can see on my Twitter. Looks perfectly fine. This also looks perfectly fine. It wouldn't surprise me if we see something else like this being submitted again in the future, because I'm pretty sure we have seen something like this and this being submitted before, like minted gold and some other gold skins in the past. I'm not against it. It's just I've seen it happen before, and I wouldn't be surprised it might like be pushed aside. Sorry to say. It's a perfectly fine approach, Mr. HSM, but don't get like too attached to it. Last year we saw like a silver fridge and a gold fridge. I think I remember that, and it didn't get anywhere, did it? So keep up the good work. We'll keep an eye out. Barricade rug. Well, hang on a minute. Didn't we just look at barricades? Yeah, but no, it's a rug. Oh. I was actually supposed to show this off in my special preview video that I put on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot, but I positioned it in a way that I didn't even notice it. Whoops. It doesn't glow in the dark if I can recall, but it does look pretty sweet. Like, you could put it on your walls. You could, pretend like you're blocking off things and whatnot. It looks cool. It's a fun decoration, but it might not be for everybody. So, yep. Best luck to Mr. VHS tonight. Let's see if that works out nicely. And hey, it's just a fun, silly, decorative rug. I'm sure people will appreciate that. Helipad rug. To be honest with you, I think I've seen like 4 other attempts for a helipad rug. None of them have been accepted, unfortunately. But for what I see there, looks fine. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to have that on top of their bases and whatnot. Land here, it's all good. So, all right, Mr. Legacy, keep up the good work. That looks perfectly fine. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. Now we're on to the collection continuations, and what do we have right here? It's the bamboo cage rug. It's a 3rd attempt. In fact, you know what? At the same time, I also mentioned the all-seeing eye rug. So both of these have been submitted in the past, and well, unfortunately, hasn't really worked out, has it? So let's just quickly remind you of the bamboo, right? I will point out, there was a very special video that was uploaded quite recently, talk about bamboo cage skins. Basically, they built their base in such a way in which they could easily hide it sort of in like the corner walls, because of course there's transparency in these and whatnot. And yeah, people bought them out. People appreciated them. So they did have a bit of a resurgence. They're still down in price though. So if we were to see the rug potentially being accepted, I mean, it'd be nice to see it being accepted. I'm sure the pre-existing skins would love it, and spike them on, spike a price if it, appeared. But it's the 3rd attempt now. Face Punch have avoided accepting it in the past for a while, so we'll see what becomes of it. But nice to see you try again, Corey and Sod Sender. Let's see what becomes of that. And as I said, could these get another boost and actually end up in the positive again? We'll keep an eye out. So, yeah, might be wishful thinking. Same could be said for the All-Seeing Eye. So, All-Seeing Eye collection, which only consists of Sheepman door and, well, the garage door. And I'm pretty sure you know exactly how it's going. Yep, down 59 and down 33. Now, with all due respect, that garage door did rise up a fair bit, but it didn't really get anywhere in terms of, did it match up to its rush door price ever again? No. But it did kind of get close to $2 at one point. Sheepman door, though, it's not looking good. So, unfortunately, we've had quite a lot of collections that only end up with just these 2 skins, and most of the time, they end up looking like that. So, yeah, would a rug potentially change anything? I don't think so, I'm sorry to say. I think it'd need quite a lot more than just a rug. But hey, the rug does look cool, and yes, it glows in the dark. So, best of luck to again as well. Let's see if that works out, and yeah, keep an eye out. Maybe we could see a collection continuation appear at some point in the near future. Now I've got some bed skins to take a look at, and yes, we will have another collection continuation to discuss. But first of all, old cotton mattress. Ah yes, nice and comfy. Hang on a minute. That's a rug. Oh, I thought it was a bed. Well, surprise, it's another rug. If you're watching this in the future, I will reorganise that and put it behind the collection continuations. I thought it was a bed. Oh, whatever. Anyway, sorry about that, Mr. Kreitzer, but you know what? Making such a big fuss about it probably will make everybody remember it a lot more. So, yep, have fun in your crazy room. Enjoy yourself. Right, so anyway, moving on. That's a bed. Yep, it's the improvised bed. So, get a look at this, produced by Mr. Firefly. Oh, yes, that's a very nice makeshift looking bed. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. I'm sure they'll sleep well. Anyway, doesn't appear to glow in the dark or anything. This is produced by Firefly and Anetta. And if you like a good DIY design, perhaps that might be the type of bed for you. Honestly, I respect it. We've seen a lot of glossy, wonderful, very lovely looking, well-made beds, but I want to see more things like that. A much more down-to-earth, terribly made sort of bed. Not in terms of the skin, I'm talking about like the intention of what the design is supposed to be. So yeah, if I was like a real-life sort of individual stuck in the islands, I probably would make something like that. Just got to make do what you got. So anyway, best luck to you two. But we do have a collection continuation, and that right there is the Rainbow Pony bed. A very bright and very colourful design, and it glows ever so nicely. It kind of wouldn't surprise me if something like that were to be accepted, because, well, it's like one of the top 5 largest collections in all of Rust. Let's just go quickly see for ourselves. I think it's got like 30-ish skins accepted. Rainbow Pony, there we go. And you're correct, Hedge. It's almost got 28. It's almost got 30. It currently has 28. So, yeah, we saw the Boonie and the poncho being accepted not too long ago. You say that, but it was actually like a year and a half ago. Oh, wow. That honestly felt like it was just yesterday. Oh, I'm getting old. Anyway, so fairly large collection. Most of the skins are currently in the positive. It is an appreciated collection. So honestly, if we're looking at a bed at the moment, maybe I don't want to focus looking at the sheet door, the garage door. Okay, garage door's doing pretty sweet. Sheet door not too good, unfortunately. Let's also just quickly take a look at this in the Steam market, because if we were to see the bed skin being accepted, would people suddenly want to go ahead and grab themselves a Rainbow Pony sheet door? Let's just quickly see its sales history as of recent. So it's been on a bit of a decline. One thing I didn't look at though, did it sell like a ridiculous amount? We'll check in a second. But yeah, that has been in a bit of a slow downward trend for quite some time now. Not looking pretty. So a bit debatable, but independently, I do believe a Rainbow Penny bed would probably be appreciated. But yeah, oh, I should have checked, sorry. How much did you sell again? Only 18,000. Huh. I was honestly expecting like 50,000, but no. I guess people just don't appreciate you. But will they appreciate you? We shall see. So feel free to comment below your opinion, and best luck to Little Ranger, City, and Victor Trigger. Let's see if that works out nicely. Moving on, we have one sleeping bag. It is the fresh vegetables wrap sort of design, 100% fresh. It's ever so nice and tasty and delicious looking, produced by Bed and Ronan. So if you want to have a nice, comfy, fresh sleep, perhaps this might be the sleeping bag for you. So yep, a perfectly fine looking design. Best luck to you too. Now we have some furnaces to take a look at. We've got a pretty decent batch of them this week, and a collection continuation. Right then, so we got the Fuck Furnace, produced by Mr. Anubis Dunk. Well, he exploded. I saw the gif, I was like, what happened? Go on, there we go, lovely. So yes, this is the Fuck Furnace. Bit of an ugly sort of mug sort of face. Yeah, he's got his arms out and whatnot. Got his chain, looking pretty cool, looking pretty silly. A very unique, interesting, silly approach. So if you appreciate something like that, feel free to go ahead and show support. Best of luck to Mr. Anubis Dunk. But over to here, with a bit more of a scarier looking design. Oh no. What we have over to here is the Grotto Furnace, produced by Mr. Alfreator, or Mrs. I don't know, sorry about that. But anyway, it's a perfectly fine standard looking design. But then over to here, what do we have? A green, eerie looking version. And hello there, Mr. Micro. How you doing, good sir? We'll get your revolver in a bit. But yeah, that's a perfectly fine amount of glow. It's a scary, sort of ominous looking style. So feel free to comment below if you happen to like these. Best luck to the skin crater. But then over to here, I love the face. It's just, So this is produced by Anything. That right there, that just so happens to be Flaming Skull Furnace. Looks pretty funny. If anything, though, they probably should have a picture during the day. I mean, that's nice to see, but could you see like the back and whatnot? Oh, his eyes. That's not. That's not how it normally looks. Anyway, yep, that's a perfectly fine looking furnace. And then over to here. Deep Ruby Furnace. So, Mr. Winet. He has been pretty successful with his collection, hasn't he? A lot, and I mean a lot of Deep Ruby skins have been accepted ever since we first saw the first one, literally at the very beginning of 2025. So let's just quickly, go ahead and take a look at that. Did we have a Deep Ruby collection skin being accepted fairly recently? No, we did not. All right, cool. So, Deep Ruby. How could you forget? Oh, I have to remember every single skin. So, yeah, since early 2025, we got lots and... Oh, there you go. I was right. We got 14 skins in total, all right? So, as of now, quite a decent amount of them are working out quite all right. Anyway, if we were to see the furnace, that would be the first deployable, which then leads me to believe that perhaps we'll then start seeing a sheet metal door. Maybe we'll probably end up seeing a locker. All right, fridge maybe, yeah. So, if that does happen, and let me tell you, it's been pretty successful, probably will be happening. All right, that might be pretty sweet. But I don't think it's going to have like a dramatic impact on any of the skins right here, especially right now, as it's January 20, 2026, still post-Christmas, prices are still on the up, so yeah, I don't think that's going to probably improve that much more. But if we do start seeing deployable after deployable after deployable, keep an eye on that furnace, if it were to be accepted. So, all right, cool. Well, props to the skin creator, keep up the good work, and let's see if that potentially gets accepted. I should point out, it does kind of like light up a bit on the sides, but it doesn't like fully light up and whatnot. It's not like holes in it and whatnot, if you know what I'm trying to say. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Winet. Right then, so now we've got some small boxes to take a look at, and then we have collection continuation, and we have some large boxes and a collection continuation. Plastic crate version 1 and of course version 2. So they're like the supermarket crates, if I'm correct. Well then, do you prefer green or do you prefer red? What is your Which is your preference? Also, best of luck to Spectro. It's not the first time I've seen someone try and do this. I will sit there and say that. But if it were to be accepted, all right, props to you. Congratulations. But yeah, we've got to wait and see what happens. So anyway, if you like it, consider showing support. Now over to here, we've got the small planter, small box. An interesting amount of transparency, and that's a pretty clever approach. I respect it. Produced by Mark on CD, yep. Obviously in reference to what we have in Rust. Looking pretty goofy, but also perfectly fine, funny, silly design. What are they growing? Anyway, best luck to both of them. Maybe that'll work out. No indication as to whether it glows in the dark. It doesn't appear to. You could have made like the plant glow or something. Radioactive plants. Anyway, moving on. I like this. I made a special short video showcasing it. We have the mini train car. So of course, with the recent changes to small boxes, like within the past year or so, Mr. Onchik, he went ahead and made this. You might remember he's the guy that got the Halloween small box accepted with the little feet. I was expecting more people to make use of designs like that, but I don't think we've actually seen that. But he's gone ahead and made this. All right. So I wonder, would he be able to pull off trying to make like a train design? Not sure. But for what we have here, that definitely looks like the carts we have in Rust and whatnot. So it looks cool. I respect it. So, yeah. What do you reckon? It would be nice if we could also get a rug. So that means you could put the rug underneath. It looks like they're on the rails. It would be clever. So up to the skin creator. Best of luck to you, and let's see if that works out nicely. Yes, if you see it in game, it does look as if it's got holes in the middle and whatnot they can see through and whatnot. So, all right, cool. Okay, so all or nothing, small box. Get a good look at that. A very bright design. And you might recall we've had the large box and the garage door. Let's go over to here. Let's just remind you. So, all, nothing, because for some strange reason it doesn't have or. Go. Right, yeah. So it only consists of these two skins. It's not looking very pretty. But I guess that could also be attributed to the fact that it's only two skins, and whilst many attempts were made, sheet metal door, wooden door, lots of very cool designs were made, none of them were accepted. Maybe things could change now, we'll see, but yes, that is very bright, much like the large box. I'm sure probably a decent amount of you have seen a large box. When I showed that off, again, very bright, very noticeable, very colourful. But is it for you? I mean, comment below, offer your opinion. If this were to be accepted, I don't think it's going to save the other skins. But if we do start seeing actual all or nothing skins being accepted now, and we get a decent amount of them, all right, maybe we could have a nice little turnaround. We'll see. But we'll just have to wait and see. So by all means, if you approve, if you like, show support to PL3 and Donny, and let's see what becomes of that. Now then, let's go ahead and move on and talk about some large boxes. Oh, didn't click that one. Hardcore wood large box. So this is produced by Ariata and Molokai. Now, I can't really see it that well. They didn't get up right close to it. But I will say this. We don't know what the box's DLC is. And in fact, here you go. I've got the link right here. Ta-da! Is it a small box collection? Is it a large box collection? No confirmation as of yet. But now's probably not the best time for large box storage collection attempts. Because again, if Face Punch is going to make their very own one, that's probably redundant. So just for your benefit, maybe avoid doing anything for a while, maybe until at least March, until we got confirmation. Like, is boxes DLC large boxes or small boxes? We'll just get to wait and find out, I guess. We'll see. So you didn't do anything wrong, but it's just probably not the best timing for you. Anyway, if you like what you see, feel free to comment below, and best of luck to those two. But now, oh yeah, now we've got a collection continuation. In the past, we have had Neon Vibes collection come out, looking very nice, very bright, very colourful. Didn't get all of them accepted though. And you might notice there's been 2 other attempts for large boxes. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But judging how they've labelled it, large weapon box, are you trying to turn this into a storage collection? Or are you just trying to continue the Neon Vibes collection? I'm not sure. But I will confirm to you, Neon Vibes, it is an in-demand collection. The prices are looking pretty sweet. So there you go. Well, okay. That slipped a bit, That's always been a bit funny, but that's been doing good, and that's been doing great, right? Now look at all of them. Not all of them have been accepted. That's not cool. We'll see if we could see some more skins accepted. But yeah, if the large box were to be accepted, maybe after that we could see another attempt for the small box, and maybe after that we could probably get like a locker and whatnot. We'll see. But I would say it does look nice. It is a very nice, bright-looking design. I did show it off in the preview video, if I can recall. So best of luck to Diaz. Let's see if that works out nicely. Not sure if that will have dramatic impact on the other skins, But in the past, I do remember with the other skins being accepted, the other deployables I'm referencing, the pre-existing deployables did spike a price ever so nice. So, all right, cool. Not too bad. Keep an eye on it. Although, I should point out, we do have another collection continuation. From Kicker, we have the Space Tour Large Whip Box. So, of course, scroll. We do have the Space Tour locker right here. Basically, if we keep seeing these space-themed skins being accepted, will all the other space skins also just spike in price ever so nice? Probably. When this appeared, what did we see with the previous week? We saw the Sheep Matador. How's that currently holding up? Looking pretty sweet. Then over to here, the first Ruster of the year. Both of these are still holding up very nicely. They sold pretty absurd amounts, but because we keep seeing other similar designs being made, more space-themed skins, they're holding up. I think the average person doesn't realise it's made by other skin creators, but because it's all matching up with the same theme, because it goes very nicely with the brand new space station building skin, they don't care. So, to see that potentially be accepted, very likely will put the locker in a much better position, but if we're going to see similar behaviour with the lockers like last year, where a lot of them are accepted, I would be a fair bit concerned. Other than that, for what I see here, it's perfectly fine. Nice looking white design, a lovely bit of glow. Kicker, you've done a perfectly fine job. Keep up the good work. And I look forward to seeing what you're making for Valentine's next week. Because don't forget, we might not be seeing any space-themed skins next week. Or maybe we could. Space-themed love skins. I don't know what could be done. I'm not very loving. Anyway, keep up the good work and keep an eye out for interesting space-themed skins being produced in the future. Because whilst we're expecting a lot of Valentine skins to be submitted this next weekend, we should still be expecting regular skins to be accepted in the next few restores. So, yeah, that should be the case. All right, cool. Right then, so now we've got some wooden doors to take a look at. Over to here, we've got the wooden guard wooden door, produced by Mr. Schmoocat. Get a good look at that. A very angry looking face. My goodness, he's very angry. So then over to here we have a second version, and this just so happens to have some transparency. Where's the transparency, you might ask? I don't know. Oh, now I know. Right, I love a good picture like that. Very helpful. So you've got 3 holes that you can see through here. However, I will point this out, you can actually stand in front of it and see through those holes. We've had other wooden doors which have had a lot of transparency in the past, even twitch drops. So it might be an interesting advantage at first glance, but if you can't actually see through it, what good is it? Again, small cat, you haven't done anything wrong. It's just, yeah, some people mention it, say, it's got pay-to-win features. Well, we've had other skins with pay-to-win features and whatnot. So anyway, looks fine. Perfectly fun, silly, goofy wood. I was going to say carving, but no, it's just like nailed together. So anyway, best luck to you. Best luck. Okay, sure, Smoothie. I asked for more dungeon skins. I didn't say kawaii. Although, you could probably make a rug of that and then we could, have a real proper torture dungeon with all the cutesy stuff. It looks quite scary at that glance now. Anyway, yes, it's a kawaii wooden door. Get a good look at this. Thanks, cute. No, it's evil. Evil! Anyway, does it glow in the dark? No glowing. Alright, I just wanted to confirm that because it looked like the flowers are glowing. But it's just a reflection. So yeah, it's just a wooden door that looks cute. What do you reckon? They really should have one with like angry eyes with the eyebrows. Yeah. It's up to you, Smoothie. But yes, I do want to see more of the dungeon skins, please. Anyway, best of luck, best of luck. Is that a Valentine skin? No, okay. It is a regular skin submission. Right, just want to clarify. Right, so, okay. Those are the wooden doors. Let's now move on to sheep doors. And we've got some pretty interesting designs to talk about. I zoomed in there for some strange reason. I do apologise. And whilst I'm here, I'm just going to go grab some of these garage doors as well. In fact, I might as well just grab all the other doors because we don't actually have that much left. No mushrooms, sheep door. A very wacky, crazy, scary looking design. It's an angry looking bird there. Why is he staring at me in such a way? But yep, very colourful, very zany, and it also appears to glow in the dark faintly. But over to here, we have a second version with some transparency. So we did see the very faint glow just a second ago, but now, where is the transparency? Does it indicate? Do we have anything like the wooden door picture where it can easily showcase where the transparency is? Is it that? Is it that little bit there and there and there and there and there? I'm not sure. It does appear to be like here. Little bits right here. You can see it there. See that? It's in the background. See how it's got like the little holes there? So, okay. It's not like a big square, easy to see through hole, but it does have transparency. So I'm sure some people might get some usage out of that. It's a crazy, strange looking design. Keep up the good work, Rovs. Let's see what becomes of that. But yep, a glow-in-the-dark, transparent sheet metal door. Could it happen? We'll just have to wait and see. But over to here, that's just a standard glow-in-the-dark green man sheet metal door. But then over to here, oh, this also happens to have transparency. But it's also a situation where it's like, okay, so there's actually transparency in its mouth and that's it. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to position yourself into a helpful way or helpful manner in that you can actually see through it. So it's fine. It does look cool. It's just, are you going to be able to like peek through that perfectly fine? I'm having doubts. But it still does look very nice. And I have made a special short video showcasing it. So by all means, you might just like it simply due to the fact that it looks cool. That's fine. Best of luck to Slimeface. Keep up the good work. But yeah, the transparency isn't exactly like superb. Right, cool. Solar Vault sheet metal door, a perfectly fine grounded design. It doesn't appear to glow in the dark at first glance, but then you go over to here and you see at the bottom part like all the electrical parts and the faint glow from the actual panels here. Okay, that's fine. Do you like discreet glow, or do you appreciate something that's like super in your face? Best of luck to you and Mrs. Jovi. Jovi? I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry. But yeah, look at it, it's shaking. Right, so that's cool. Best of luck. Mr. Cucumber. What? Okay, this is produced by Cassad, and that's a cucumber. Mr. Cassad, are you going to do a selection of doors named after different various vegetables and fruit? Oh, he's got... They'll give Señor Tomato a run for his money. All right, well, it's up to you. But yeah, looks perfectly fine for what it is. That is a cucumber, I guess. Best of luck. We'll keep an eye out for you. I have a special short video prepared to showcase this. Actually, no, wait, I already showed it off in my preview video. But the amount of transparency I see on here, I think it's just far too much. Do you remember the Doomgate garage door? The original version that came out at the very end of 2023. Do you remember there was a big fuss? It was the exact same rust door that we saw the Legacy Kevlar Tier 3 first appear. But the original Doomgate garage door did not get accepted. Or rather, it was accepted. It was going to appear because Facepunch, for some strange reason, accepted it early before the rust actually rotated. They decided against actually releasing it because there's just far too much transparency. And what I see here is something very similar. It looks cool. It looks very interesting. It looks amazing for what it is. It's just, I know for a fact that won't be allowed. So I will have a very special short video showcasing it, but I am incredibly doubtful that'll be allowed. Mad Polly, it looks cool, but you might need to make some of it like, let's be real here. You might need to only have like the little whole portion right here, only having that transparent, and then everything else needs to be filled in. Sorry to say, being honest here, right? A second alt version where there's a lot less transparency would most likely be a lot more allowed. But hey, at the end of the day, it's up to Facepunch. We said this earlier. Well, if Facepunch wants to print money, it'll probably make a lot more people upset. Anyway, so you get the idea. Anyway, best of luck to Mad Polly. Let's see what happens next. Quarantine Garage Door. This right here is produced by Mr. Debsky and Vanaquela. A perfectly fine grounded design. Lots of bits and pieces have been put together to try and make some sort of makeshift barricade sort of garage door. Perfectly fine amount of transparent... No, glow in the dark, I should say. Sorry, bleh. But yeah, looking perfectly fine. Feel free to comment below your thoughts. Sorry, I lost my tongue there. But yeah, best of luck to those two. Lost Soul Garage Door. So, this right here is produced by Mr. Algo, and it does look pretty cool, but then you notice he's actually a skeleton. Uh-oh. So, creepy space stuff still being made. Would you appreciate? Would you like to see it being accepted? Feel free to comment below. So, best of luck to you, good sir. Let's see what becomes of that. Oh yeah, this is a second attempt if I can recall, because I remember showcasing the original version. So what we have here is the giant garage door, or rather the giant trying to lift up the garage door, just to clarify. Produced by Himic and Third Saiyan. For what it is, standard version, I think it looks cool. I think that's looking pretty amazing. But this one right here, with the transparency, will it actually happen? And I repeat, I'm pretty sure this is a second attempt. It looks cool. I'd love to see more garage doors with transparency on the bottom, but will it actually happen? Or will we have a bit of a longer break based on what we see here? Also, it glows. So can I get a look at the glow? There we go, yeah. So, not too in your face. It's prominent, but it's not like super in your face. All right, cool. Do you like? Do you appreciate? Do you think it looks cool? Feel free to go ahead and comment below. Feel free to, offer your support and whatnot. And let's see what happens with these two. Keep up the good work. Now, I've actually saved this for last because I guess you could say it's like a sort of pseudo collection continuation. Basically, you might recall in the past from Mr. Kostiche, and I should also point out Mr. Falco as well. You might recall they got that pretty cool looking airplane themed garage door accepted like August 2025. And you might sit there and say, what on earth are you on about? I'm on about this guy. So do you remember Final Flight is what I'm saying. So he looks like he's having a fun time. Well, of course, he got accepted and he sold a lot. Now you look over to here and you're like, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, they're very similar. Very similar, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a collection. But I thought, it would be nice to reference what we saw in the past. So, okay, cool. Scary looking astronaut design, cosmonaut, either one I guess you could say. But yeah, spooky, eerie, somewhat scary. Honestly, I think for 1 year, for Halloween, instead of like zombies and whatnot, they should have like hazmat guys, but like they're skeletons on the inside and they chase after you. That would be cooler. That would be cooler. It would be different. Anyway, looks cool, looks eerie, looks scary, and well, if you like that, feel free to go ahead and show support. So, all right, that's pretty much everything in regards to deplorables, except for this final skin right here. From Mr. Duck, I showed it off in the special preview video. We have the Ford Sheet Metal Double Door. So, we've seen a garage door. I'm pretty sure we've also seen a sheet metal door. Now, it's that combination again. That combination of a garage door and a sheet metal door. What does that mean in Hedge? Well, take a look at the Ford collection. Look at the prices. How's it looking? SMM decided to die. No. There we go. Right, yeah, down 48, down 53. Nothing wrong with the design. Nothing wrong with how it's been made and whatnot. Looks cool. Looks lovely. But because it only consists of a garage door and a sheet metal door, it's doomed. Now, if we were to see the sheet metal double door being accepted, I'll be very real with you here. Like, I'll be very honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if these still stay down in price, but they'll just end up in the positive. Sheet metal double doors are appreciated. Apparently, sheet metal doors and garage doors are not. Well, if you consider the amount of acceptances this and this has had over the past few years, okay, that would probably make a lot of sense. But then again, sheet metal double doors do get quite a lot of acceptances, and they're still all right. Well, they don't get as many acceptances compared to these two. All right, anyway, so let's just quickly hop back over to here. So, yeah, what it is. Looks cool, looks nice, glows ever so nicely, as you'll notice here. If you like the previous two skins, I'm sure a lot of you are very happy with this. But I will sit here and say, regardless, by default, that would probably work out all by itself lovely. Like, should be totally fine. So, best of luck to Mr. Duck. Let's see if that works out nicely. I just don't think the other two skins will be saved. But anyway, looks cool. And then that is the end of the batch of deplorables. Sorry, I lost my tongue now. I'm saying all these words in such a weird manner. That's you every week, Hedge. I know. So anyway, out of all those deplorables, chat, out of all of these, which one happened to be your most favourite skin? Which one do you think has a very good chance of potentially being accepted in an upcoming Rust store? I'm now go ahead and start yapping about all the weapons and tools. Let's go ahead and grab all these skins. We've got quite a decent amount of combat knife skins this week. Not tons, though. Right, so, Heart of Chaos Rock. This right here is produced by Mr. Barurik. A scary sort of metallic design. Is that like all wrapped around an egg? I'm not sure. But yeah, this is produced by Barurik. It doesn't appear to glow in the dark. Very nice and shiny. A strange, interesting metallic sort of rock design. If that's what you're looking forward to, feel free to go ahead and show support. Best luck to Barurik. I don't know what this is. An Aweebo? Chat, what's an Aweebo? It's some sort of bird. Aweebo. What? What are you saying? Oh, he's up to no good, this bird. Anyway, you might recall Keka in the past made a whole bunch of animal-themed rock skins, and he got 2 of them accepted. Hamster and Capybara. Was it him? Was he Capybara? Well, he's had 2. Let's just roll with that. Anyway, after that, he tried to get many more rock skins accepted. And unfortunately, it didn't really work out very well. So I can easily just quickly navigate to the past, and you'll see that we have got quite a lot of rock skins in reference to animals. Hamster, and he did make Capybara. There you go. Right. But yes, if you go over to here, and you look at the past, you'll start to notice that we had like the penguin, we had the rat, we had goose stuff. I still am surprised we never got Goose Furnace. How do we never get Goose Furnace? Anyway. So he tried, but it didn't really get anywhere, unfortunately. But maybe we could get a cute little bird rock this time around. It's totally up to you. Yes, I'm still disappointed we never got Goose Furnace. I think people would have loved it. Anyway, looks perfectly fine. Keep up the good work, Mr. Keka. Dumb Brute Hammer. Right, so get a good look at this. He's a very angry looking guy. He's not very happy, and he appears to not glow in the dark. No reference to that, no glow or anything. Yeah, he's just a very angry looking hammer. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people would find that pretty funny. Looks pretty silly. So, yep, by all means, if you like what you see, consider showing support. And best of luck to Mr. MA1. Keep up the good work, good sir. Are you building up like a silly face sort of collection? Yeah. Right. What would be nice to see next? I guess you could do tools. I think you could pull it off. Give it a shot. Right then, over to here. The first of quite a lot of combat knives. Not as much compared to previous weeks, but considering what's happening next weekend, yeah, if everyone's going to focus doing Valentine skins next weekend, you probably won't be seeing that many Valentine's combat knives. Or maybe you will. What sort of themes could you have with like a knife? Oh, wait, someone already did a Yandir knife. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Viper Tech combat knife right there. Pretty interesting. Produced by Mr. Fresh and Somebody Stop Me. Do you like what you see? A very nice green gradient design. If that's what you're looking forward to, oh, look at a shine on that. Consider showing support. Best luck to both of those two. Fleshbound combat knife. Right, so that's kind of yucky. Is that teeth? Where'd those teeth come from? Yeah. Ooh, okay. Well, that certainly is something. Produced by Mr. Hafner. If you approve of such a thing, feel free to go ahead and show support. Best luck to Hafner. Over to here from Mr. MDE himself. The man behind the Whiteout collection, the Blackout collection, and many other collections, and many other very interesting looking skins, such as Cold Hunter as well. We have the Sapphire combat knife. If this were to be accepted, would he suddenly feel compelled to make a Sapphire weapon collection? Oh, that might be pretty sweet. Anyway, best luck to you, Mr. MDE. And then, from Mr. Bad Trip, we have two different versions, the Ice and Fire knife. Now, is one... Hang on a minute, is that like one on the other side? Oh! I thought it was two separate skins. But why would he have one page for two separate skins, Hedge? I don't know, I'm stupid. Anyway, so yes, I can confirm. Oh, did I get raided? Thank you very much if anybody did that. I've got a lot of people watching me. We have a glow-in-the-dark fire version here, cold version here. Yep, that's a perfectly fire-looking knife, and if you approve, if you like what you see, consider showing support. Best luck to Bear Trip and Hulk. A very cool, very interesting style. And now, as a salvage sword, we have the Void Venom salvage sword. Yes, so we just recently got the combat knife skin being accepted. Skin creator thought, well, you know what? I could probably continue it. I will sit here and say this, Mr. MCQ, Mr. McQuarrie, I believe that is. Could you do a longsword? That'd be cool. So, yeah, Void Venom, salvage sword, look pretty sweet. But I will sit here and say this. Unfortunately, salvage swords by default, they're not working out very nicely, are they? No. And unfortunately, this is the second lowest selling skin so far. Then again, it still has done like about 10,000 subscribers, so I don't believe it's like the end of the world. But no, it's the third. I can't see you half the time. It's too well camouflaged in the grey. Anyway, for what it is, all right. Maybe it could give it a bit of a boost, but I'll be realistic with you. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do believe a longsword independently would work out nicely, considering we haven't seen one for like 8 years. So it's up to you, good sir. It's up to you, but keep up the good work. That is looking pretty cool. That's looking pretty sweet. Does it glow? No. Much like the combat knife, it doesn't glow. All right, then. Let's now move on to tools, because I can confirm to you, both the sets of tools we're about to take a look at, both of them are collection continuations for skins that we currently have in the Rust store. Asteroid Breaker Hatchets. So that's got a nice bit of transparency right there. It is the sequel to the jackhammer that we currently have in the Rust store. Looking pretty sweet. Produced by Mr. Graffy, of course. And over to here, we also happen to have the pickaxe, which also has a little bit of transparency. So, yeah, both of them looking pretty sweet. Some interesting white-looking tools. Chat, feel free to tell me what you think in regards to what you see here. But, yep, somewhat metallic, little bits of white. Could it actually work out quite nicely with that jackhammer? Fourth best-selling skin. I'm not sure if it's going to be like A-OK. I don't normally see a collection start with a jackhammer. Or rather, I don't think I've seen a jackhammer like appear and then another skin was accepted after it. It'll be nice to learn from it. But like, if we do get like all these tools accepted, would it behave like a typical weapon/tool only collection where it all goes down in price? Will that actually hold up? Will people actually appreciate this as time goes on? I'm not sure. But that'll be a nice discussion for tomorrow. Just want to repeat myself. That's not abnormal, but it doesn't matter because there's no abnormals this week. No abnormals this week because the Rust store appeared too late, unfortunately. So we'll bring that up tomorrow. It's a perfectly fine pair of tools from Mr. Graphy, so yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. But I will sit here and say, all right, there's competition. Because in the exact same rust store, we also happen to have the Odyssey. The Odyssey combat knife, which glows in the dark ever so nicely. But as you might notice, it quite clearly states that no, this does not glow in the dark. So you have no need to worry. Obviously, they're listening to feedback and whatnot. Because by default, people don't want to have glow-in-the-dark tools. They don't want to have glow-in-the-dark weapons. But they did produce the non-glow, but they still have like the glow-in-the-dark version right there. I'm not sure if people are actually appreciating the Odyssey combat knife. It is selling more compared to the Void knife. And it does glow very brightly at night time. Well, that also glows very brightly at night time. But I ask you, is that what you're actively looking forward to? Or are you just buying it because the novelty of it looks cool? Or I don't know. But yes, at night time, people would most likely be able to see you for quite a distance. However, if you're like cutting trees or if you're mining, people are going to hear you regardless. But maybe if you're from like quite a distance away, they'll hear you and then they'll be able to easily see you as well. This is all like inferior at night time, so it's up to you. I mean, can't blow and whatnot, but let's just quickly switch over to here because this is actually the second skin to be accepted. In the past, we have seen the SAR, but that SAR has not gone up in price. This appeared, that didn't even change. It's unfortunate, but clearly that is the case, so, oh, dang. Well, keep an eye out. Maybe that might work out all right. As I said, that's the second ever glow-in-the-dark combat knife we've ever seen, but it's also sold quite a lot more in comparisons that from Hell combat knife. And how much did that sell? Only 3,794 subscribers. Wow. Yeah, I think that might have problems. We'll see, though. We'll see. All right, cool. So, yeah, some very interesting tool skins this week. Now, over to here, we have the Crossbow Fault design. It's looking ever so nice and shiny. Yes, another Fault weapon skin has been produced. So, I should point out of the many weapon skins that we see here, only one of them is currently in the positive, and it just so happens to be the bow. Or rather, it was the only skin that was in the positive. Oh, no, what happened? I don't know. I don't know. Right, so, based on what we're looking at here, basically, it's a weapon-only collection, and it doesn't look like it's holding up very nicely. No. Which is quite unfortunate, because the actual weapons do look very nice in-game. Anyway, Sap, you're recently accepted. You're currently holding up quite nicely. But if we were to see the crossbow being accepted, would we expect any changes? No. It's been like this with every single skin that's been accepted. Unfortunately, that just instantly went down a price, and then this instantly went down a price, and then this instantly went down a price. And again, the AK looks cool. So if you're looking for a fairly cool-looking, cheap AK-47, I definitely recommend that. Unfortunately, the Thompson suffered. Custom SMG went down. We're not surprised by that. And for a while, you were looking good. But now, so it's same old, same old. I'm very sorry to say, but I don't think the crossbow will change anything, and I do worry that it'll probably end up like the other skins. If it didn't sell that much, though, if it does not sell that much, if it were to be accepted, actually that probably could be the one skin that actually ends up in the positive, but we'll see. Anyway, Oasis, Isaac, you're making some splendid, awesome-looking designs. I guess you might need to consider making a combat knife. Didn't you? Didn't you? Let me just quickly double-check. Didn't you make one? No. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt now. Up to you. Right, we'll keep up the good work. What do we have right here? Oh, look. Just so happens to be another Thundergold weapon. So, over the past few weeks, we've been seeing quite a decent amount of Thundergold weapon skins being accepted. Let alone complete the sets. So, let's just quickly remind myself. For complete the sets, I'm sure we have seen the SEP. I think the backpack was one. I don't remember if that was... Anyway. I do recall the Handmade NMG being in that sort of complete the sets that we had like December, like a month ago. So, Face Punchers clearly keep track of this batch of skins. They do seem to appreciate them. And then fairly recently, we have seen the MP5 and the Thompson being accepted, so that's cool. Recent submissions are also getting acceptances. Unfortunately, the MP5 did drop off a little bit, but looking at everything else, oh, it's looking ever so nice. It's looking divine. So, if this revolver were to be accepted, would it cause any of the other skins to spike in price? I don't think so. Like, looking at the MP5 and the Thompson behaviour, it didn't really change that much. Also, currently right now, post-Christmas time, those prices have already been improving. So, independently, well, a lot of people appreciate that. Oh, yes. But I should clarify, it doesn't have a transparent aim sight. Sorry for hitting my my mic there. It doesn't have a transparent aim sight. I do have a short video showcasing it because I was under the impression a lot of people would instantly assume it also has transparency. Nope. Just a perfectly fine marble-esque white design with a lovely bit of gold trim, a very nice shiny approach. So, all right. Independently, it's still a revolver. And I'm sure you're fully well aware, pretty much every single revolver skin that ever comes out, it always just goes up in price. We don't expect to see that many of them being made. We don't usually see that many of them being accepted. They're always appreciated. So, like, yeah, look at that. Black Ops Revolver, a perfectly fine, standard-looking design that came out a year ago, still up by 34%. But then you look at, like, Heatseeker Revolver, $7+. But then again, transparent aim sight. And then you have Olympus Revolver with the most transparency we've ever seen. Yep, pushing up to $6 at the moment. So, yeah. A standard revolver is still an appreciated revolver. And I do believe if that were to be accepted, whilst it might not have a massive, huge, insane impact on its collection, I do believe independently people will be appreciating that. And I guess you could say maybe it's a little bit more white in comparison to the Olympus Revolver. For all those people who like to wear and use full white skins and whatnot in the snow biome. So, right. Best luck to Mr. Morphus and Mr. Micro. Let's see if that works out nicely. Now we have a few saps to take a look at and a couple pythons. And then we have a very special looking MP5 to discuss. So, Nagini, I don't know how to pronounce that. Nagini, sap. The sap, produced by Gilliak, a perfectly fine looking gold and yeah, black. Is it black? Is it like a very dark brown? My eyes are playing tricks on me. Anyway, looks cool, looks nice, and it's got a snake all over it. So yeah, it's a perfectly fine looking sap. Where's the aim down the sight? Oh, come on. If you got a weapon skin, aim down the sight. Gilliak. Oh, this is a new person. Strange Diary 17. Keep up the good work. But yeah, aim down the sight. That's what most people want to see. Right then, keep up the good work. Meteorite sap. Fairly dented and very used sort of weapon. But I guess that's like what meteorites are. So, right, there you go. Oh, look at that. Game changer. Aim down the sight. So it's a standard aim sight. Looks perfectly fine. I guess it is space themed. Yeah, of course it is. Right, well, Andre, for what it is, that looks fine. I like the spacesuit there as whatnot. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, an interesting, fairly grounded design. If that's what you look for, feel free to go ahead and show support. Best of luck to Mr. Andre. Now on to pythons, and we do appear to have a transparent aim sight. This right here is the optimized python produced by Yui, and that's just Yui. Get a go look at that, and then we aim down. What is that? So, they've stylized the transparency. Okay. I mean, it does kind of look cool. Now I'm kind of thinking, if only you could, I'm not sure if you can, but if you can texture this, Yui, all right? This is an idea for you for Easter. If you can texture this right here, turn that into a bunny, all right? Go on, do it, and then you can make that like a carrot. Yes! Right, anyway, so, or you could do like a unicorn for, oh, the ear of the horse. Oh! All right, Yui, you got to give me a bunch of gifted subs if you make it and it gets accepted. Anyway, so that what we see there is a perfectly fine-looking python. But I would sit here and say we have seen quite a lot of transparent aim sight python skins being accepted as of recent, like over the past 2 years. It's been becoming a lot more prominent and a lot more noticeable. So yeah, it's not like we're struggling. Now, Nagini is the name of the snake in Harry Potter. I did not remember that. Right, so best luck to Yui. Let's see if that works out nicely. And then over here, we have the police python. It says police in it. Can you read it? It says it right there. No, it says it in the wrong way around. Whoopsie. Well, that's on that side. If you look on the other side. All right, cool. Good idea. Right, so it's a white and black design. Oh, there you go. Right, so you can colour these in. I like that. That's cool. That's clever. Right then, so produced by Mr. Jessen. Let's see if that works out nicely. I wonder what other weapon skins he could use to do something similar. It looks funny. All right, anyway. Keep up the good work, good sir. Let's see if that works out nicely. Let's see if it works out nicely. Speaking of something that could potentially work out nicely, we have the HellCore MP5. And you might sit there and say, "Ah, I was hoping to see some transparency." Oh, yeah, don't know why, it's right here. Ta-da! Oh my. So, I've already put up a short video showcasing this, and at first glance, you might not be able to notice it instantly. It has more transparency in some ways in comparison to the Heatseeker MP5, but it also has more like things in the way in comparison to Heatseeker MP5. What are you on about, Hedge? I'm not sure if I have those pictures from Mr. Flexi. I might be able to find them real quickly, but he actually did the comparison. So in some ways, HellCore is better. In some ways, Heatseeker is better. Here we go. Right. So here's Heatseeker. Here's HellCore. Do you notice how you still have this? Do you notice how you still have bits of that? Go back over to here. Do you notice how there's no like transparency in the middle part there? So we'll see if it actually gets accepted, but it does have like a little bit of a bonus right here, but you still have that in the way and you still have these up. But I guess they probably acknowledge that if I'm going to have even more transparency than this, I should probably keep in some things. So at the end of the day, Mr. Delaray, he did make another weapon skin with some transparency. Something we didn't see with the R96, but now we see with this. And if we do see this being accepted, well then. We were making jokes that perhaps HellCore could be the new, like, Heat Seeker Summer sort of moment, but at the moment, it's looking like that might be the case. HellCore Spring, I mean, depending where you're on the world. So, alright, cool. So, that's nice to see, a nice visual, and perhaps it gets accepted, and perhaps a lot of people are very, very happy. Does it cause their Heat Seeker MP5 to go down in price, though? What do you reckon? Because as you probably have noticed, in some ways it has positives, and in some ways it has more negatives. We'll see. Right, so, Mr. Delaray, I like it. Keep up the good work. And if that were to be accepted, come on now, I'm pretty sure you'd agree that the SAR most likely will go up in price, the AK-47 will most likely go up in price, and the R96, with a sheer lack of sales at the moment, most likely will be working out quite nicely as well. Do you remember with the Heat Seeker collection, we kept talking about how the AK-47 just got, like, carried? It was the first skin to come out, didn't really have any transparency, but then all the other skins came out with transparency, and sadly everybody wants the full collection. Keep an eye on that. So, alright, SAR's still holding up perfectly fine. You've just come out, and that's definitely a very interesting thing to bring up when we talk about this tomorrow. So, alright, not going to complain with what I see there, and I hope the pictures were helpful. Thank you once again to Mr. Flexi. Right then, so best of luck to Mr. Delaray. Okay, so now we've got some Thompson skins to take a look at, and you might instantly notice we have some collection continuations to discuss. But first of all, Glitcher Thompson. Right, a very interesting, colourful approach. I don't really see that many skins looking like this. Yeah, like that's kind of hard to look at. What do you mean? When I was looking at the aim down the sight, I couldn't really see it properly, especially with this background. Calmo, you probably should have just stared at the sky. I understand you wanted to have like a pretty interesting sort of like background, but it's kind of hard to look at. Sorry to say, I'm just being honest. Yeah, if that gets accepted, I have to do it in such a way. At least I've noticed that. But yep, looks cool. A fairly interesting, unique, colourful design. What do you reckon? Is that something you'd like to see? Well, feel free to go ahead and comment below, and best luck to Camo Legend. Space Thompson, right. So we've got another space weapon skin being produced, but you might have noticed something. None of them have been accepted. None of the weapon skins that we have seen, which did look very nice, the skins made a reference to the LR300, none of them have been accepted. Alright? It's unfortunate, but yeah, it just keeps happening. Maybe it might change now. Does that have a lot of transparency on it? Just looks a bit funny from this distance. Anyway. This produced by Vlek. You might not have noticed, but over the past couple of weeks, he has been making some pretty interesting looking weapons. So we saw the AK-47, and we got another AK-47. Now we have a Thompson. We'll see. They look nice. Very cool looking white designs. But is it actually going to happen? We'll wait and see, alright? So keep an eye out. Looking pretty cool. Now we have a return of a certain collection that is the Sweet Dreams collection. Now, I do want to quickly bring this up. AK-47, Custom SMG, that's all it consists of. Many other skins submitted, none of them accepted. But I will sit here and say that AK-47, very recently, it has been rising up in price ever so nice. What was the collection called again? Sweet Dreams. Sorry about that. Mine just randomly drew a blank, but yeah, that's been going up in price very, very nicely. So, yep, still holding up. Yep, I've got the extension on, $3, and yeah, for a fairly long time, wasn't looking very pretty. Recently, boom. I'm not sure if a streamer or a YouTuber used it in a recent video, but suddenly that's been gaining a lot of traction. So, if you were to see a weapon skin, that AK might be rising up a little bit more. It's already got momentum. Could we potentially see the Thompson? What do you reckon? I think it looks nice. A lovely colourful design. Was the aim down the sight image? There we go. Thank you very much. Looks a bit weird there, though, doesn't it? Do you reckon that might be a little bit too distracting? Feel free to comment below, offer your opinions, but yeah, it looks a little bit too much, I guess. So, alright, cool. Best of luck to Liza and Cobra. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. I will sit here and say, though, I don't think it will have a dramatic impact. That AK has already been on the up. So what I'm saying is, if it were to be accepted, yeah, the AK might push up a little bit more, but it's already gone up into the positive. Maybe it doesn't rise up that much more. But still, I do expect some positivity. Custom SMG, though, I don't expect that much at all. Custom SMGs, people don't appreciate. All right, cool. So, best of luck. However, we have competition. Look at his devilish eyes. Yes, we have a Señor Tomato Thompson. Considering what the AK-47 been accepted, I'm not surprised to see we're now dabbling into Thompsons and whatnot. So, yes, more weapon skins. What would you like to see being made next? If you could ask, like right now, if you could ask for a brand new Señor Tomato weapon skin or tool, what would you like to see? Would make a lot of sense. I'm trying to think of one. I don't know, actually. But regardless, still looks nice. Perfectly fine amount of red. It's just exactly like the AK-47. How is the AK-47 holding up, by the way? Let's just switch back to the previous week. Yeah, it's down by 22%. Oh, I guess I'm not surprised by that. I did acknowledge that there's going to be a lot more AK-47s this year. Twitch drops, kick drops, and skins in rust stores. It's inevitable. But is it actually going to crash and burn? Or is it just going to kind of safely stick around above $1? And then when a brand new skin is accepted, will it just spike in price? Like many other Señor Tomato skins. What do you mean? Well, Tato? No. I can't believe I tried to type it out. I missed so many letters, it just ended up with Tato. I'm not looking for potatoes, I'm looking for this. When a new skin has been accepted, because these skins just don't really have that much on the Steam market, people go ahead and buy them, and they kind of like, it appears they dramatically go up in price. Well, maybe that might happen to the AK, because it's only got 35 listings on the Steam market at the moment. Keep an eye out, but I will sit here and say it's actually holding up quite nicely now. People are starting to understand Señor Tomato. They are starting to appreciate. So keep up the good work, Mr. Sepesh, and yeah, maybe we'll see a lot more of this collection in the future. So, best of luck. Moving on, we got some SARs. Yes, let's get a quick look at these SARs. Aztec SAR, get a good look at that. A fairly sort of light brown design. Maybe a lot of people might appreciate that in the desert. Kind of looks like he's kind of prepared for it. Mama, SMN, you've got a perfectly fine looking design there, and I think quite a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. So, alright, cool. Keep up the good work. Over to here, we've got the Brutal SAR. This is produced by Mr. 9K. Bit of transparency there. And, well, stockless as well, I should say. There's the aim down the sight. Yep, a perfectly fine looking metallic design. Looking pretty sweet. Best of luck to Mr. 9K. And what do we have right here? Yes, it's the Flame Anarchy collection, returning once again. So, we recently saw the pump shotgun skin being accepted. Last week we saw the MP5. This week we see the SAR. So, with that pump shotgun, it didn't sell that much. How's it looking at the moment? Let's just see. Was it the first one? No, it's the second one. Right. Stand by third. Quite unfortunate. But that's kind of typical based on what we see with, like, based on what we've seen with previous pump shotguns. I'm not too surprised by that. Yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. But as you might notice, it's only got 23 listings. It's also not seen that many listed on the Steam market. If a brand new skin were to be accepted, could it actually turn it around? Well, I'd like to see what happens. But I just want to point out, it's not exactly like brimming with stock. So, okay. Keep an eye out. Maybe a brand new SAR probably could have a very nice, lovely impact on it. We shall see. But yeah, perfectly fine standard sight. Not sure if everybody's super thrilled by that. So, alright, cool. Best of luck. Now, we have an LR300 or 2 or 3, yeah. And then a very strange batch of AK-47s. Just want to quickly grab all of them. Come on, I didn't realise there's so many. And then, save for last, we have 2 very interesting weapon skins to discuss. Everbloom LR300. So, another very colourful, happy-looking design. Yeah, we got more anime. I was expecting anime for Valentine's, but nope, Sonat has decided, you know what, I'll just do it for a regular skin. It's creeping in, chat. It's going to start happening a whole lot more. Why is there a flamingo on there? What? I'm sorry, what? Alright, cool. Well, you know, flamingo. Oh, great. Now I want to make a video now. Now I want to play the song. Right, can you make a flamingo skin so I could just add the song to it? Sorry, Sonat, sorry. But it's a perfectly fine looking LR300. A very colourful, cheery, happy looking design. And if that's what you're looking for, feel free to comment below. And of course, feel free to... Why is he there? Please make a flamingo song. Skin. Anyway, move on. Best luck. Over here, we got the Cerberus design. That is Bone Hell, produced by Mr. Rostic and Mr. Rappe. So yes, we have an LR300 with a transparent aim sight. Boom. So of course we have seen this fairly recently. We've seen it on the what was it? What was the Wasteland skin Zed Skipper and Dark Schneider made? Well, there's that one, and then we also happen to have the Heat Seeker one. So if you're sitting there thinking, something like that would be accepted, it has though. It has. So yes, an interesting Cerberus design, looking very scary. Oh my. And then I should also point out there's a second version. This has transparency, but it doesn't appear to have as much transparency. Cut sight. Oh, so this still has a bit of transparency with the stock, but it doesn't have a transparent aim sight. Cool. Understood. All good. So, yeah, that's also looking pretty sweet. Best of luck to the skin creators. Let's see if that works out nicely. I'm confused. I don't know why these two are making a Santa AK-47. Okay, let me explain. Christmas has already happened. And if they're probably going to turn around and say, oh, we'd love to see this become like a Twitch drop in the future, it has to be in the Christmas batch of skins. This is pointless. I don't want to sound mean, but they're wasting their time. Sorry. Yeah. Shiksa, quicker. I don't know what you're doing. Is it for a server? There's no mentions of that. So I'm not sure what to say. I'll sit there and say, I don't think that'll be accepted. If it did, I would be incredibly surprised. Anyway, it's there. Do you want to celebrate Christmas like 1 month later? Honestly, maybe a lot of people probably would want that. Anyway, best of luck, I guess. Dark Spectrum AK-47. Now, it says it is no glow. Yeah, so some people at first glance probably assumed it would glow. They probably asked, hey, does it glow? Skin creators probably thought, yeah, we should probably put like no glow right there. So this is produced by Mr. N3, and I do believe he's worked with someone as well. Got a pretty interesting looking bismuth rainbow colour design. Looking pretty sweet. Look at that shine. All right. So yep, just by himself. All right then. Well, that's a perfectly fine looking AK. Can I get an aim down the sight image? There we go. Perfect. Right, so yep, standard sight. Looking pretty sweet, looking pretty colourful. And if you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and show your support. Best luck to Mr. M3. Flowers of Death AK-47, produced by Mr. Verona. It's a pretty interesting new approach. Look at that. Nice little bit of bump map in there and whatnot. You aim down the sights. A bit of light brown. Yep, looking pretty sweet. Oh, and a bit of red. Yep. Looks like it's just rusted. So, okay. If you like what you see, feel free to go ahead, show support. It's for next. So smoke a lot. That Santa AK-47 should not be submitted in January time. Just saying. Anyway, so yep, looks cool. Shogun AK-47, which does have 2 different versions. So I know we had the Shogun Tier 3. Was that last year? I'm pretty sure it was last year. Yep. This is not affiliated. This is by itself. So yep, this is produced by Ico. A perfectly fine looking red design. Look at the aim sight. Nice bit of 2 swords there. Lovely bit of gold. But what's this version? Version 2, but what's different? What is different? Does it have like a cut sight or something? Because if you do have something like that, you do have to reference and point it out. I don't see that. So I'm not actually sure what's different. So I'm looking again. I'll look to the sides again. Oh, I mean, yeah, okay, right. Do. I don't know. For future reference, do point out in your second version what you changed. It would be helpful for people to find out. Anyway, for what it is, looks perfectly fine. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Coveted Relic, produced by Kit. It's a very nice looking golden design. Look at that. That's looking nice and shiny. So we did recently just have a golden AK-47 being accepted. I did kind of point out, I'm pretty sure we've had a few gold skins in the past for AK-47. Yes, in fact, we have. There's even like the Mystic Dragon design from Lunar New Year when we had the dragon like 2 years ago. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate to see like more golden skins, but it's not like we're like hardly seeing any of them. Don't forget, we also saw like Nikov's golden Twitch drop, which also looks very, very nice. So, cool. For what that is, does look nice. Best luck to Kid and Chiba. Let's see if that works out nicely. Got a nice little gift there showcasing it. Spinning around. Right, lovely. Over to here. Oh, there. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway. Judder AK-47. That has a cut aim sight. It is produced by Mr. Gavahu. And sorry for making that noise, but maybe everybody suddenly woke up. So, yep, it's a very black design, is what I'm noticing. Judder. Where's Judder? Vibration effect. Okay. Looks like you, I don't want to sound mean, but it looks like you put a black bag all over it and you just kind of like tightly wrapped it up. Hey, it looks cool though. So, yep, if you're looking forward to potentially a brand new black AK-47, well, you got one right there. If you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and show your support. Best luck to Mr. Kavahu. Injector acetate. Did it twice. Yes. Who wants to get themselves an acetate rifle? Sorry. People will remember it more anyway. So what we have right here is a interesting silver and gold design. Yes, see, Frankie loves it. He loves to run around with his acetate. So, yep, a perfectly fine look. Oh my, look at the transparency there. Oh my, look at that. Okay. You know what? I don't think I've seen an AK-47 where the transparency looks like that. They normally get rid of this bit right here. Do they? Am I overthinking it? Anyway, that's one fine-looking acetate. So, Mr. Saloha, keep up the good work. I am looking forward to the many, many acetates that you'll be making in the future. And it looks like we've had some injector skins in the past. Oh, look, yep, we had the revolvers, so, yes. So, I wonder if anybody else will be making some acetates in the future, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So, anyway. Best luck to Saloha. Sorry. But it was funny to say out loud. Foul Play Handmade LMG. So this is a brand new Handmade LMG skin. To be honest with you, we haven't actually seen that many of them being submitted since they've been allowed and brought in. I would have thought they'd been a lot more prominent, but it is what it is. So yes, this is an interesting red design produced by Mr. Ted, and I do believe Mr. Pigeon as well. Where's the aim down the sight image? Ted, where's my aim down the sight image? Ted, where's my aim down? I was right there. Sorry. Okay, it wasn't very clear. Why is it so hard for people to just stare at the sky? Okay, with all due respect, that was hard to notice from the small pictures. But yeah, okay. We got a little bit of transparency right there. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. So, yeah, what's your opinion? Do you like what you see? Also, stare at the sky. So, best luck to Mr. Ted and Pigeon. Will that work out nicely? We shall see. Looks cool. Looks nice. Keep up the good work. But you do have competition. It's another attempt at the Phantom Handmade LMG. Which is quite surprising because I would have thought Mr. Shedmon might be making a different weapon skin this week. And you're going to find out very quickly what that's going to be in a second. But yep, Phantom Handmade LMG version 4 with some transparency. Honestly, Shedmon, I think you just got to leave it now. Your Phantom skins have been picked out with complete the sets. Just leave it be. And at some point in the future, even during random rush stores, we've seen this happen already, they'll probably just randomly pick it out. You know? So, just leave it be. I know you want to see it being accepted now, but you might just have to leave it be and see what happens. As I sit here and say this, it'll probably be accepted now. So, all right, cool. Phantom Collection, let's go ahead and take a look at you. Phantom Collection. So, yep, we saw the tactical gloves recently. It's holding its value. Nice to see. M39, initially it dropped off. It's recovered quite nicely as we've gone through January 2026. And backpack, not too bad. Boots, could be better. But yes, I don't think a handmade LMG is going to cause any of this to spike on spike in price. Independently, though, I'm sure it will be appreciated with its transparency. I do believe a lot of people will be looking forward to that. Although I will sit here and say it's not as rare of a sight to see anymore. We have seen 2 Christmas skins and, of course, the Blackout Handmade LMG with transparency like this. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Twitch drop or a kick drop in the near future as well. Best of luck, best of luck. And now, we have a very, 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 very special thing to discuss. Now, at the very beginning, I was a little bit confused, but I understand why he submitted it now. Technically speaking, Vase submitted 2 skins, but I get the feeling that he won't be submitting a skin next week. And of course, talking about the SKS right now, I had to include it. So, okay. Vase, make sure you don't submit a skin next week. Because what we have right here are 2 very nice, interesting looking SKS skins. And it is very much it's pretty much expected now. The next brand new skinnable will be the SKS for February Force Wipe, which is going to be a bit confusing. Right, what's wrong? Well, for February Force Wipe, with the introduction of the naval update, we should be only expecting naval themed skins. Oh. And then after that, we have Valentine's. Oh. And then after that, or maybe during the same week, we have Lunar New Year, the Year of the Horse. Oh, okay. So that might lead to some problems. Just want to point that out. Regardless, these are two perfectly fine looking designs. And if you want to know how to keep track of the SKS, if you go over to here, if you see the SKS, you could just like hold control, click there, and oh, look at that. Now I see every single SKS that's been made. And you could also look at it by most recent, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. The first ever SKS to be made was the training SKS. And yeah, quite a little bit later, we did see the Heatseeker SKS. But I do believe that's technically supposed to be for next week, but it doesn't matter. We're going to yap about it now. So, all right, cool. Understood. All good. If either of these were to be accepted, you know damn well they will sell a lot. Will they accept 2 at the same time? Will they accept 3 at the same time? Who knows? But I do believe a lot of people are itching, yearning, screaming for a brand new SKS skin. All right? Where's the aim down the sight image? Mishka, don't do this to me. No, not like this. Not like this. Mishka, please. Aim down, aim down, aim down, aim down. What about the last picture? It's there. Where? I can't see it. I want to see a proper aim down. That's not an aim down. That's just. Oh, it's there. All right. Maybe I was a little bit too dramatic. Hedge, you just looked at that a second ago. Yeah, but I'm stupid. Anyway. Sorry, Mishka. Sorry, Mishka and Svonspa, I should clarify. 2 perfectly fine looking designs. None of them have transparency, all right? Just to clarify, you might have thought, oh no, is Mr. Vase going to make it transparent? No, he didn't do that. He left it clean. Unscuffed, all right? So both of them have the exact same style of aim sight. Which one would be accepted? Honestly, I'd approve of both. You got a very cool looking Heatseeker skin right here, and you got a perfectly fine sleek black design right here. I think people would appreciate both. So, okay. But both of them most likely will sell absurd amounts, and both of them most likely might end up going down in price at some point in the future. Also, if we see a No Mercy one, I wouldn't be surprised that gets accepted immediately. You know how it is. So, okay, cool. So, keep an eye out, and I will add, you see this link here? I will have that in the description, and you can keep track of that, because next weekend, we'll probably start seeing a lot of pink one of these, because Valentine's skins. Yep, next week, Valentine's SKSs. I hope you're looking forward to it. So, yeah, best luck to both. Heatseeker collection. Let's quickly take a look at you. You're looking good. Yeah, every single skin's in the positive. This is one of those rare instances where a weapon-only collection is actually in the positive. Should point out, he did try for hoodie and pants, didn't work out. Well, now we've got an SKS. At some point, eventually, I expect to see that SKS being accepted. I know for a fact a lot of people want it, crave for it, desire it, and it doesn't even have transparent aim sight. There's no pay-to-win features in it, so yeah. Okay, cool. And then for the training one, well, training collection is also a very complete collection, more so in comparison to the Heatseeker collection. It's actually got clothing and armour. So you got a decent batch of weapons, but yeah, not that many. However, if it were to be slotted in here, whilst I don't think the skins here will actually rise up in price that much, I think it will be like perfectly slotted into a lovely home, where it'll be appreciated along with all the other skins here. So, right, cool. So yeah, between those two, which one's your favourite? Feel free to comment below. Best luck to Vase and Mr. Mishka and Sonspa. Sorry about that. That just so happens to be the final skins to discuss for the weapons and the tools. Sorry if I was a little bit too dramatic and silly, but yeah, sorry. Out of all those skins, which one do you reckon that could potentially be accepted in that coming Rust store? Which ones were your favourites? Blah, blah, blah. Feel free to comment below. I need to get a move on because I've probably been yapping far too much. I need to talk about the clothing and the armour. So, space backpack, large backpack. What's inside there? Nothing. It might just be where his air is being contained or something. Okay. I don't fully understand the mechanics behind a backpack, a spacesuit backpack, but it looks cool, looks fine. So that's produced by O'Connor. Keep up the good work, good sir. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Over to here, that's actually a great picture because it perfectly emphasises what it's intended to be. Night Warden Burlap Clothing. Produced by Edgy and Voodoo. Looks pretty sweet. Got nothing against that. Would you do a poncho and a boonie hat or a bandana with that? That would be pretty sweet. It looks cool. Is it like to be some sort of medieval design? No glow. Victorian fantasy. Okay. I see it. Well, best of luck to you two. Let's see if that works out nicely. Moving on. Oh, whoops. Okay. I thought we had a collection continuation. No, we have sausages. If you wear that, wolves should be able to hunt you down a lot easier. That would be, yeah, that would be pretty funny. Yep, so produced by Mr. Zehan. I don't see anything wrong with it. If you did a bandana, would you just have like a sausage stuck in your mouth? See, now I want that. Right, anyway. Honestly, I understand you added all like the extra things, but could you do one where it's just like a necklace of sausages? Meat man. Right, anyway, best luck to you. Boom. So, Arctic Protection Snow Jacket version 2. I do believe we have discussed this before. I mean, we certainly would have. But yeah, seems we're still seeing Snow Jacket skin submissions, which is fine. It's nice to see. If that were to be accepted, though, would it cause the Arctic collection to actually spike and spike in price? That's a bit debatable, because that's primitive skins, isn't it? Also, right now, as you can see, they're doing very, very, very nicely. So lots of skins are still holding up quite nicely towards the end of January, which is nice to see. Post-Christmas still holding up. Momentum still strong. I would say, I think the Snow Jacket appearing would probably still cause this to spike in price. But can you invest into it? How much funds do you have exactly? So, all right, cool. It looks nice, but I don't think many people can actually jump in and buy out those skins. Yeah. Well, best of luck to Demon. It's nice to see that you're continuing with this. Would you do like a regular jacket? Have you done one of those before? I'm not sure, but that would be pretty sweet. So keep up the good work, sir. But of course, Valentine's next week. Okay. If we were to see tempered tactical gloves being accepted, would it actually be a nice positive impact on the clothing and the armor? Considering the clothing and the armor in the tempered collection isn't exactly like what's the word to say here? It's not exactly doing super great. Like, it's beloved, but it's not like, well, let me just quickly go show this to you. And I typed it wrong. Tem appeared. Right, here we are. Ta-da! Right. Yes, all right, there you go. So the clothing and the armor isn't exactly doing very nicely. Also, I realised I'm not actually technically streaming based on what Discord sees. Whoops. Right, so anyway, back over to here. Yep. I'm sure you'd agree. The tier 2's not looking good. The hoodie and pants aren't looking good. Not too bad, but not looking good. And of course, the tier 3's in a very odd spot, considering this was accepted back in 2016 with only 165 subscribers, and this was accepted back in 2022 with 24,700 subscribers. There's a reason why this is down real bad. So, okay. It would be nice to see, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it. I do wonder, will you actually cause those clothing and armor skins to honestly spike in price with new interest and whatnot? Or will it just like sell decently and then just get lost in the shuffle and potentially go down in price? Who knows? But I do know temper collection is appreciated. I do know people do like it. So, offer your opinions. Best of luck to Mr. Milho for return, Sakatis Minias, and well, we'll see what becomes of that. Next up, we have a very cool looking hoodie and pants set. That is looking very, very nice and lavish and stylish. That is the Special Agent hoodie and pants. Honestly, it does look cool. I think a lot of people will be like appreciating that 100%. Will it get accepted? Well, that's up for debate. It's got some strong competition, which we'll showcase to you in a second, but that does look cool. Come on now, that does look cool. You know for a fact a lot of people want to dress up like that. You know for a fact a lot of people will want to dress up like that, especially when you're just about to raid someone. You know, you're going to dress everybody like that, up like that. Come on, that looks cool. Right, anyway, best of luck to Mr. RAF. Let's see if that works out nicely. Keep up the good work, good sir. Like I said, there's some very notable competition. Oh, wow. So I've actually made 2 short videos based on this because I was not expecting Mr. Fuff to go ahead and make a second version, because I have tested out this this version right here in the snow, and it's not very good for snow camouflage. It's too noticeable. The black on this design, too noticeable. So I made a short video. We've come to that conclusion, and you know what? The same day that you watch this, you'll probably be able to see that. But then, like, I'm up in the morning. I'm not very well awake. I look at all the brand new skins. I'm like, oh no, another white hoodie and pants appeared. Oh no. And I look at it. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. It's a second version of the Olympus hoodie and pants. I was like, damn it, I already recorded the video. Well, guess what? I guess we have 2 videos now. So, yeah. Honestly, it'll be very, very nice to see that potentially being accepted. But after seeing Thundergold try many times, I'll sit here and say I'm a little bit doubtful. However, if that were to be accepted, what? Well, if that was to be accepted, it will be appreciated, 100%. But what? What did Thundergold do wrong? Anyway, and other than that, like the many other attempts of white clothing and armor. As a collection continuation, let's discuss, because of course it's the same collection as the Revolver and the AK-47. It's only 2 skins. Do you consider it a collection? Well, I mean, it's looking good, so yeah, sure. But yeah, many weapon skins produced, not all of them accepted clearly. But the hoodie and pants. If I'll be honest with you, if they were to accept one, it'll probably be that one. I did test it out in the short video. The pants are a problem. The hoodie, at the very least, you can hide it. But if we get that, well then, well, that might be pretty sweet. But yeah, we'll see. If it were to be accepted, I'm not sure if these will actually rise in price like that much, or rather, maybe people just buy them out instantly. I mean, Revolver's already still doing good, so can't complain in that regard. AK-47 though, you have recovered quite nicely these past several weeks. Would you actually get bought out even more? How much would this sell? Time will tell. So it's looking pretty interesting is what I'll say. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people here probably do prefer the more whiter version. I just lost my tongue there. Sorry, I just hiccuped something. No, it wasn't in reference to your skin. Your skin's awesome. I like both of them, to be honest with you. I like how this turned out. You got like a somewhat creepy looking face, but I do know for a fact a lot more people will be preferring that one 100%. Let's just be real here. So it's nice that you provided 2 options. Let's see if Face Punch likes either of them. Fuff, you're doing perfectly fine work. Keep up the good work. Right then, so let's go ahead and start yapping about these tier 2 pieces. Shard Keeper Coffee Can, Road Sign Vest, and Road Sign Kilt. So, produced by Jimmy Tedeschi and Nolfut. Isn't that your Blackstone collection, but just slightly coloured green and blue? I know. Didn't you do something similar as well? We just kind of changed the colour ever so slightly. Jimmy, Nolfut, come on now. I can seize it. I can seize it. But yeah, I mean, if it gets accepted, well, there you go then. Yeah, okay. So he did another one, but never mind. Anyway, for what it is, all right. I mean, if that's what you're going to do, you're more than welcome to do so. Perhaps they just need to put something out quick so they can work on something for Valentine's and Lunar New Year. Who knows? But hey, we'll see. Would you like a somewhat sort of emerald gemstone approach for tier 2 armor? Feel free to comment below. And yeah, let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Now, speaking of just basically resubmitting something. Yeah, that's it. Look at that wall in shame. Look at that wall in shame, Mr. Kosem. I know what you did. I know what you did. I've already put up a short video showcasing it. He just resubmitted his tier 2. It says a version 2 there. Do you know what he did? He slightly made the shading a little bit darker. Well, you know what? We do know for a fact that a lot of people really did want to see this Temple Tier 2 being accepted. But I also put that in the video. I put it in the title. Will it happen? Will it actually happen? I don't know. Like, you know, we could get on our knees. We can all pray together and hope and pray and blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I don't think Face Punch wants that. What do you mean? They accepted Tier 3. I know. They're cruel. So, I mean, we can keep praying. Please, we need another green kilt. I know, Soap. I know. Honestly, Face Punch, if you just accepted the road sign kilt, people would be cool with that. Right? Everybody wouldn't complain. Just give it that. Just give us that. All right? Just give us that, please. Anyway. Yes, it's standing that wall. Anyway, so honestly, you know for a fact that Tier 3 would spike a price. You know a lot of other green things would probably go up in price as well, because people would then actually be able to achieve a cheap green set that would be very effective in the standard plain fields and the foresty areas. We'll see what becomes of that, but yep, let's just quickly look at Temple Collection. Let's go get a look at you. Because as much as you might sit there and say, what about, hang on a minute, what about, you know, hoodie and pants, flashbacks. Flashbacks is perfect with it. So, yep, I was honestly expecting to see another Deployable this past weekend. Nope, another attempt for Tier 2. All right, well, not going to say no. I want to see it happen. Let's see if it actually happens. How hopeful are you? Feel free to comment below. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Right now, it's doing good. Independent, all by itself. Strong. So, all right, people still appreciating Temple Tier 3 regardless. Best of luck to Mr. Kosem. You could have added like a, I don't know, some scary eyes there or something. I don't know. No, you could. Oh, and Sunny Boy. All right, cool. Tier 3 armor. Let's get a good look at all of this. I realise I've probably accidentally turned this into a very long video because I just kept making stupid jokes and whatnot. I apologise. Right then, so what do we have over to here? Astronaut undersuit. So we saw the hoodie and pants like last week. Looked pretty cool. I made a short video showcasing it. People liked it. Well, now we've got a thing like Legacy Kevlar. Instead, it's white. Well, I would sit here. I'd sit here and say people would appreciate that. I know for a fact that whilst it's got like yellow on it, you wouldn't notice that from a distance. I know for a fact that'll be the case. Now, will it actually happen? Well, we'll see. So, looks cool. Looks nice. Obviously, spacesuit themed and whatnot. Will it happen? It's up for debate. So, Mr. 38, what? You're no longer Mr. What happened to you? Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. But why did you change your name? Keep up the good work. It's nice to see an attempt. I'm just not sure what Face Puncher's thinking. Now, I know the people watching this video and the people in the chat right now, they want it. They crave for it. They scream for it. But it's not going to happen if they do that. They feed off your screams. Right, anyway, best of luck. Best of luck. Dark Times Tier 3. So this is produced by Yopka and Lancy. I do believe it's Lancy. Yes, Lancy. An interesting black and red approach. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty cool. You know what? It kind of looks like spades. That's it. I was looking at it. I was thinking, wow, that looks like a pack of cards sort of spades. Has anyone done or attempted like a pack of cards, spades, and clubs? No, it's clubs, spades, cards, diamonds, hearts. Oh, that could be a pretty interesting approach, like some arm for Valentine's. That might be pretty cool. Anyway, looks cool. An interesting blend of red and black. We don't get that much, do we, in regards to that colour scheme? So we'll see what happens there. Sorry, I was going on a side tangent, but it does look cool. So keep up the good work. Best luck to you. Leshy Tier 3. So typically when it comes to like green stuff, unless we see like a collection actually like getting started, like if we actually see a skin being accepted, I don't really want to showcase camouflage skins. But when I saw this, I thought, wow, I had to showcase it. Why? Because it's like literal grass on your face. Like it quite literally looked as if I was an actual hedge when I wore this. So I will put out the short video eventually, but look at it. Look at it. I'd love to see a hoodie and pants looking like that. I just simply want to cut my grass around my base and then just cover myself in it. Like just dip into a bath of glue, then quickly hop out, roll all over this. Nobody will ever be able to spot me. Haha. But yeah, you get the idea. I thought it was funny. It's quite literally like some mesh that's holding all this grass together. So doubt it happens, but it was pretty cool. Anyway, best luck to Bastaz and Henta. Let's see if it works out nicely. Deadwood. To be honest with you, maybe that might actually work out as some desert camouflage. Maybe it's like lightish brown. Perhaps that could work out. But I tell you what, you know for a fact when it comes to desert stuff, we need tier 2 and hoodie and pants and all that. We've already got Same Rhino tier 3, but that's only getting more and more expensive, isn't it? So we'll see what becomes of that. Well, best of luck to Mr. Multi Hat Boris and Mr. Damned In. These gifts are trippy. But yeah, I do like the wood approach. It does look pretty cool. Over to here. It's another collection continuation. It's a second attempt for the Cursed Tier 3. So you might recall the Cursed collection. It's basically a primitive set. Get a good look at this. Boom. Right, that's the wrong one. Whoops. Oh, I've gone. Whoops. I've clicked and done everything wrong there. Let's try that again. Attempt number 2. Cursed collection. It's a primitive set, and it's doing very well for itself because it's a complete primitive set. You could add some more, but it's complete for what it is. Anyway, so skin creators randomly decided to do some tier 3 back in early 2024. Didn't work out. Resubmitted it towards the end of 2024. Didn't work out. And now we have a third attempt. Technically a second attempt based on what they say there, but it's actually a third. I see you. I see you. Anyway, so yes, it looks like this might have actually had some changes. Maybe the previous resubmission was just literally a resubmission. But it looks cool. It looks nice. I'm not sure if this collection's actually going to spike them on spike of price if we saw tier 3 though. However, it could be the beginning of a brand new like proper set in terms of like tier 3, tier 2 and hoodie pants, which would be appreciated. Zinc and Gunya do make some very nice looking skins. So let's just see what becomes of it, right? So best luck to both of them. Let's see if it actually gets accepted. But now, it's a third attempt for Tire Tier 3. Right then. The final piece, the final slot for Tire Collection. Who here still owns Tire Collection skins? Did you see the prices improve though, regardless? Yes, I did. So it's not that reflective, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like appreciating that. This did go higher, but at the moment it's slightly down. But at first glance, you might sit there and say, oh, that doesn't look too bad. To be honest with you, no, it doesn't. But if we were to see that tier 3, I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see all of this Sparkle Man, Sparkle Price ever so nice. So, Hedge's most wanted of 2025. I know for a fact, people desperately wanted it. They just would not stop yelling, where's the tyre tier 3? Why haven't we got tyre tier 3? I am upset. Anyway. 1 attempt, 2 attempt, 3rd attempt. Will this be the one? Will this be the one? I don't know, but I would like to see it actually happen. I don't want people constantly asking me, where's tyre tier 3? But yes, if that were to appear, yes, that will definitely cause those other skins to sparkle on Sparkle Price ever so nice. So, yeah, rubber. Don't you, shut up, you, shut up. Anyway. And for our last skin, Black Ops has now evolved into Black Ops tier 3. But I should point out there's 2 separate versions here. In this particular version, you got like a sort of gladiator sort of style. Do you notice how you got like the open mouth part there? But then over to here, you have like the full filled in sort of standard sort of face mask. So yeah, both of them look pretty cool. Both of them do have the exact same chest plate. But which style do you prefer more? The sort of cut rigid sort of version there, or the standard version there? What's your preference? Both of them will be appreciated, I assure you that. So, yeah, get a good look at that. Looking pretty cool. Why is his chin looking weird? Anyway. Black Ops collection. For a weaponry collection, you haven't done too bad. With all due respect, it's actually looking pretty sweet at the moment. Well, I mean, you've got the Deployable now, but, yeah. That's doing good, that's doing good, that's doing good. LR300 was doing alright for a while. It seems to have dropped a bit. The AK-47 did match up to its rust price recently. That got close to it. Like, there was quite the recovery for this set. When times were bad, it suffered. When times were good, basically like right now, and well, more specifically like 2 weeks ago, these were popping off. These were doing very, very nicely. So, tier 3 armour. Perhaps it might not have a massive impact on the weapons and the tools and of course the bed, but independently, I've been anticipating this ever since I first saw this. The skin creators are doing a fantastic job. I've been anticipating Black Ops tier 3, tier 2 and hoodie and pants like forever. Well, now it's finally happening. And I wouldn't be surprised if it actually does happen. So, it's in their hands now. Could we probably start seeing a lot of very interesting Black Ops clothing and armour, or a jacket, or some boots and gloves, or some tactical gloves? Can I get a sheet metal up a door? You get the idea. Well, best of luck to both of them. Mr. Kolotinsky. And of course, Mr. Holodno. Best of luck to both of you. I can't believe I accidentally fumbled saying your name. Sorry about that. I hope you liked the short video I made, though. So, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. So, thank you very much for listening to this idiot yap about all the skins. Out of all those clothing armor skins, which one happened to be your most favourite? Feel free to comment below. Which skin do you reckon has a very good chance of actually being accepted in the upcoming Rust Store? Feel free to comment below. And yeah, we can apply that to every single skin that we see here. I'm so sorry for mumbling and fumbling. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job with it today. Also, I went on for a very long time. Let's be real here. That went on for a very long time. But we also did have a lot of skins and some very interesting collection continuations and some very interesting SKS news to talk about. So, hey, if it's a long video, there's a lot to discuss, all right? So, just cut me some slack. Let's just quickly hop over to micro522.com. Let's just quickly point out that the top performing skins right now, Temple Tier 2 version 2, Training SKS, and in comparison, considering that was submitted a lot earlier compared to Heatseeker. Heatseeker was technically a little bit late. Heatseeker's not too far off. That has been getting quite a decent amount of upvotes. SKS has also been getting quite a decent amount of upvotes. Leshy Tier 3 has also been appreciated. Heart of Chaos Rock is getting somewhere. Yet more Temple stuff. Coveted Relic AK-47 is also doing very nicely. So yeah, just go to micro522.com. You'll see it linked in the description. Scroll down. You can go look at these skins right now. Maybe over the course of the next few days, it'll update and probably have a lot more difference. But yeah, quite a decent amount of things this week. Which of these skins will actually be accepted? Well, that's up for debate. So yeah, cool. And that's pretty much it. So I know some people are asking me, Hedge, are you aware of any Twitch drops happening anytime soon? I have not heard of anything. So I'm under the impression we're not going to have anything for February. We're probably not going to have anything until the summertime. But of course, when I do find out about that, I will keep you informed. So at the very least, let's just also quickly switch over to here. Ta-da! Let's quickly take a look at the commits. We have seen a lot of mentions in regards to the Boxes DLC and the Artist Pack DLC, but the Artist Pack DLC is expected for February, all right? We still do not know what the Boxes DLC is. Where is the Boxes DLC? Huh. They outdated a lot more. That seems like it, right? Player count today, it was okay. Like, at the end of the day, right? A Monday had 144,000 people playing at one point. That is impressive. So, okay, cool. Average player count for the month, I do believe it will probably end up with just over 120,000. I think that will be happening now, but we'll see. And of course, naval update, it seems all but certain 100% it's definitely going to happen February Force Wipe. Have you tested it out yourself? Are you looking forward to it? And are you looking forward to all the naval skins, all the naval theme skins that are submitted all the way back in, what, November time, actually potentially being accepted? It's been a while now, hasn't it? Yes, it has, but we'll see. I do apologise if the video was fairly long, but like I said, there was a lot to discuss. And in regards to the skins that we currently have in the Rust store, tomorrow I will still be streaming, but I might stream it a little bit later, and I won't be streaming for that long because we are expecting that all of these skins will not be appearing tomorrow. All of these skins will only become marketable Thursday night going into Friday morning UK time, so midnight time, Thursday going into Friday, okay? So whilst we're sitting here waiting for the Rust store to rotate, we'll be waiting for these skins to become marketable, and we'll be chasing after every single skin all at the same time. Yep, that's what's going to happen. So, all right, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Comment below what you're looking forward to potentially being accepted in the upcoming Rust stores next week, or rather this upcoming Rust store. That should be the second last one. That is correct. And the week after that, another normal regular Rust store, but with everybody submitting Valentine skins. We should just probably be seeing a lot of like later picks being accepted for that. February Force Wipe, naval theme skins, and the week after that, Valentine's / Lunar New Year skins, or the week after that, Lunar New Year skins. So February's kind of packed. We'll see how that all goes. So catch you later. Say goodbye.